So I was actually going to continue on with the series that I started like a couple of weeks ago, where I had done a full face of makeup using products that were under £20. So I was going to do a full face of products under £15 today, but I'm not joking, every single product I had lifted out, and then I went to double check the prices online. Not one product I had lifted out was under £15. So do you know what, it was like, right, scrap that, I've all this makeup lifted out anyway, so I'm just gonna make a tutorial out of it anyway, and let's just call it another chit chat, get ready with me. I'm gonna be taking the Beauty Bay Midnight palette. It's been quite a while since I've used this actually, and I'm actually wanting to do like a spotlight eye. But I'm just going to get started on my base makeup. I feel very nostalgic today because I'm wearing my big ponytail. It's been so long since I've worn my hair in this ponytail. So for primer, I'm going to be taking the Dior Backstage Face and Body Primer. See, while I have nothing on my skin, and you can kind of see it more, I'm going to zoom these in to see all the goodness, right? Is there anybody that is able to help me? I have this thing on my face, and I do not know what it is. My skin hasn't been the best at the minute. I have been suffering with like the few odd wee breakouts here and there, you know, like on my forehead and whatever, but this appeared like a couple of weeks ago, week and a half ago, I'm actually not too sure at this point, and it doesn't seem to be getting any better. I actually did think it was a breakout to start with, but it's not. It's completely smooth to touch, and I don't know what it is, but you see whenever you actually do run your fingers over it, it kind of feels like a scab, and it kind of feels like dry skin or something, and whenever you put product over it, like skincare or anything, it stings. So I'm maybe just wondering like what is it? For a while there I was using a cleanser, and it was a salicylic acid cleanser, and I had to stop using it because it was actually making my skin really sensitive, and it was actually making my skin burn. So do you think, is it a burn? Like a chemical burn? Because that is actually what it looks like. I'm not going to zoom these in really close. My fingers look disgusting, by the way. I've literally just put on a bit of instant tan, and it must have gathered around my fingers. That's so gross. But yeah, like up close it looks like a scab, and it's shiny, and it looks as if it's oozing. So gross. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Subscribe. But yeah, do you think that's what it could be? A chemical burn on my skin? Because I honestly do feel like that's what it is, because that's what it looks like. So it feels like, it doesn't sting a lot, but there's just a sensation there, you know what I mean? But I don't know, help. I'm going to mix these two foundations again, the Be Perfect Chroma Cover and their new one. I did the new one in N6 and this is N3. And please excuse the colour of the foundation. I'm obviously going to be matching the foundation to the colour of my neck. It's just because my skin's been so bad at the minute, and with this I haven't wanted to put any thick tan on my face. So I tried these two foundations yesterday, mixed for the first time, and I really like them mixed actually. I did mention that if you don't really like the new Be Perfect Chroma Cover, try and mix the two of them. Because with the two of them mixed, I feel like you get the best of both worlds with what the two foundations claim to be. What's your guys' favourite M&Ms? Kylie's going to be raging that I'm eating these on him, you know. Oh well, sucks to be him. I really like the crispy ones. I'm going to be taking a wee bit of the Vive concealer. I like to just take like the tiniest wee bit of this because you really don't need that much. And just blend this in with this wee beauty sponge. So thank you so much for all the love on yesterday's video where, ow, I had done the bleached brows. Do you know what, I was actually really tempted to do another video today also with bleached brows, and it was like, yeah, I can't do that. Calm down, Emma. Do you know what, actually, I'm going to put a wee bit more concealer on. Just this wee one from Huda Beauty. I don't necessarily need to conceal, it's just to add a wee bit of brightness. That's literally all. But yeah, I didn't take it off until later on that evening, and I feel like the more I had it on, the more I kind of started to freak myself out. I had mentioned as well that I was so excited for Kyle coming home to actually see my bleached brows, and he hated it. And unfortunately it's too late to block him, or just tell him to move out. Yeah, he absolutely hated it, which is weird because like Kyle's usually like quite understanding when it comes to makeup, or he's just like, yeah, do you know what, that's cool, you can pull it off. But yeah, he wasn't feeling the bleached brows trend, unfortunately. So I don't think I'll be permanently bleaching my brows anytime soon. Might end up single. I'm gonna take a wee bit of this Revolution Pro cream contour and bronze. This is the medium shade. Whoa, what the hell? I wonder, do these squeeze out as you're just like playing with them? Anyway, oh, I think you can lock them, can't you? Oh, what an idiot. Oh well, I'm going to take a wee bit of the light shade as well. I just set my skin there with the pressed powder, the Pretty Fresh one from Colourpop. I'm now going to do a wee bit of baking with the I Heart Revolution coconut scented baking powder. So I'm just going to do my usual. Just around my mouth, my lines, top lip, because that's where I get sweaty. Under eyes, of course, because that's where I crease. Just to soak up any of that excess powder, kind of bounce and bring my skin back to life again, I'm taking this wee one from Revolution. It's actually a skincare setting mist, but I like it as just like a wee spritz within my makeup routine. It's the Super Dewy Hydrating Spritz. This is Sunkissed Mist from P. Louise. I'm also taking on a BK Beauty 112 brush. I do have a discount code with BK Beauty brushes, guys, if you just want to treat yourselves. Because they're like a really, I would say they're high-end. They wouldn't be like proper luxury brushes like say Tom Ford, but they're definitely like high-end brushes, but they're fabulous. They're so good. And then I just like to use this wee one. Is this a travel size one? I don't think it is actually. But this wee one, because of the shape of it, it's a nice wee angled fluffy brush. I like to just use this for cream blush. So for highlight and bronzer, I'm going to be taking this palette from Be Perfect and Enquiries. This is the Fearless Face and Eye palette. This is the palette I originally had out to do like my £15 or under tutorial, but I think this is like $29.99. So you obviously have highlighter, blush, bronzer and eyeshadows up at the top. I would say this is going to be like far too dark for me, so I'm thinking of maybe using one of these top shades as bronzer, probably this one here. But first I'm going to start with this as my highlight. The blush in the center looks like identical to Orgasm. Is it Orgasm? Orgasm by NARS? I think it's Orgasm, right? Yeah, would I be right in saying that? I think that was actually a wee bit too much highlight. Said me never! But yeah, just trying to... I think that's a wee bit too dark, but I'll swatch it anyway. I'm really confused now because the swatch actually doesn't look too bad. Do you know what? It'll be a laugh if it turns out like crap for use, but we'll try this anyway. I'm going to take it on my BK Beauty 103 brush, but I'm literally just going to take like the tiniest wee bit. I feel like if you have quite pale skin, this is definitely not going to work for you, this palette, because I feel like even that blush would be even a wee bit too dark for paler skin tones. And the highlight, you know the way with certain products, whether it's a highlight or a blush, if there's a sheen off them, if your skin tone is maybe too light for that product, you end up getting this like shadow. It's like a shadow cast or something. I feel like that'll end up happening, and I ain't that pretty, trust me. If my forehead's a wee bit patchy, just ignore it. So, start with the eyes. As I say, I'm going to be taking the Beauty Bay Midnight palette, and first I'm going to start with Cursed. Is that Cursed? Yeah. So, I'm going to start with this shade here. So just starting to pack this shade just on the outer and inner corner. I'm now going to take this shade Periwinkle, and I'm going to be taking this on my Buff and Blend 04 brush. So as I had mentioned, I think a wee while ago, that I got some good news about my brushes. I'm still waiting on like word back and confirmation, and just I'm just waiting to see how things are and where things are going. So I'm not really about to speak or say anything too soon unless I know for like definite like what's happening, what's going on. But and I'll obviously let you know what's happening, but we'll see. I'm thinking we'd take a lighter blue, so I'm going to take a wee bit of Mist, so this shade here. I'm still just taking that on my 04, and I'm just taking the tiniest wee bit of this, just to kind of help blur and diffuse just those edges. I might actually take a clean brush. This is just one of my 01 brushes. And then I'm going to switch to one of my 02 brushes, which is kind of somewhat similar to my 04, only my 04 is a wee bit more fluffy, a wee bit more flexible, whereas my 02 is more tapered, comes into more of a point, and is a wee bit more stiffer for precise blending. And I'm also going to take that Periwinkle shade and just start doing the exact same type of blending on the inner corner. Then taking my 01 brush and going into a wee bit of that Mist shade, and I'm just going to lightly dust this over just everything really. Just right at that outer corner. I have this liner here from Colourpop. I thought it was actually really nice, but it's just ew, what the hell? Oh, I've just dug my finger into a big blob of the Piloise eyeshadow base that I had. Nice, and I've just put the eyeliners in it as well. Lovely. Yeah, as I was saying, it's just a shame that this is a liquid, because I thought this would be actually really nice. Drama Free liner from Colourpop. That's the colour. How nice is that though? It looks really cool. I was now thinking like that on the waterline, because I don't want to put it on the lash line. But I have this from Colourpop, although I think it might be a wee bit too turquoise. Makeup Obsession. I think we might take that actually. I think that's actually a really good colour, this one here. So I think I might actually try and put this in my waterline. Now back in with my 04 and Periwinkle. So I'm going to use the shade GLAM, which is the wee shimmer shade beside Periwinkle. Bringing it right up to the crease, kind of to where you can feel your brow bone, and that's where I'm going to start doing this type of motion. Just pressing back and forth, and that's basically just going to give it a wee bit of blend for you, so it doesn't look as if it's just plunked on. And also the exact same motions at the sides, just kind of like pressing up and down. I'm going to go back into Cursed, and I'm just going to build up that shade, those darker shades, sorry, on the outer and inner corner. I'm just going to apply the lashes that I used in yesterday's tutorial. I'm trying to go for like a certain look, but it honestly looks as if it's unfinished. If I just hide like the fallout that I have, I think that looks alright. This is supposed to look like that, by the way. It just looks as if it's unblended. And I think I'm actually going to apply another pair of lashes. So who remembers whenever I first started my YouTube channel? Who has actually been here since 2016, whenever I started my YouTube channel? Or was it 2017? I can't remember, but it was one of those years anyway. So who has been with me since then? And who remembers me using T-lashes? I used the absolute death out of this brand, so much so that I actually had an Emma lash with the brand. And I have this style, Oh Honey, and it's always like one of those lashes that I always came across to like declutter, but then I thought, you know what, these might come in handy at some stage, but look at the size of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take like a wee nick off the very end, and I'm literally just going to put it on the outer corner of my lashes. Okay, so it doesn't seem to be sticking or wanting to stick, so I'm literally just going to have to sit like this for a minute or two until they actually want to stick. Oh, I hate that. At this point, I really don't feel like I need to actually mention what lip liner I'm using, right? So that was Morphe. And then I'm going to be taking this wee L'Oreal lipstick. Do you know who this is in collaboration with? JLo. Jennifer Lopez. And I have no idea how old this is. I found it in my collection and the colour of it is beautiful. But it's nearly like a gloss. Like there's such a really nice like shine off it. It's really nice. Technically that's actually it, you know. Oh god. Yeah, I kind of feel like if there wasn't like a big blue blob, I don't really think that's going to make it any better, you know. I feel like if there wasn't such a big blue blob on each side here, it wouldn't look as bad. I was maybe thinking of blending the inner corner a wee bit. Yeah, okay. I feel like tomorrow I'm going to have to come back and redeem myself. But anyway, so that's it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed anyway, nonetheless. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.